What's going on, y'all? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be back testing my indicator. Now in this video I'm essentially going to be just taking buys and sells off of my indicator. No confluences, no nothing. I'm just taking straight buys and sells. If the indicator tells me sell, I'm going to sell. If the indicator tells me buy, I'm going to buy. I'm going to log all these trades and we're going to see the outcome. This is a live testing of the indicator. We're going to start from July 1st. We're going to start from July 1st, so we're just going to forward test this. It doesn't matter if I'm able to see it because no matter what, we're only following the indicator signals. I'm not going to be fully using replay mode, and the reason why is just because it takes too long. So I'm just gonna go because I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just gonna start from here. So we go here, and this is the first day, so I'm going to log all of these. So we're gonna boom, put an entry here, and we're gonna go for a 1 to 3 trade. Now the reason why we took this setup is, and I'm gonna explain it, is because the indicator told me to take a sell. So since the indicator told me to take a sell here, right, I take a sell as close as I can to the line. So you can either take it on the breakout or you can wait for the retest. Price will not always retest though. That is the one thing about it. So with these, you can go for 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s. I preferably like going for 1 to 4s. So that's July 1st. And I'm writing all these down in the notebook. Plus 4R, so it's going to be do plus 4. And then we're just going to do I'm replicating this like it's going to be on a 100k funded. So we're just basically, let's say we're going to be risking $500 per trade, right? So this is plus $2,000, so 2k, and then I'll do P for profit, right? So we're going to go to the next day, right? And so here's a trade right here. Here's the retest, here's the stop loss, and here's the take profit, right? Boom. So you get another 1 to 4, right? Possible 1 to 4 or 1 to 3. Now this day price has a bigger stop loss, so we'll go for a 1 to 3 on this day. So now we do July, I think this is the 2nd, right? Yep, July 2nd, and then we do plus 2, and then we do 1.5k profit, or plus 3 actually, and then 1.5k profit. We go to the next day, right? And now in this day we get the buy indication right here. Now the thing with this is that we have a resistance level, but since I'm not using any intuition, any common knowledge, anything, we're just gonna skip on in this trade, even though this could have been a great buy that we could have caught, but we're just gonna skip out of this, no trade, because price never retested around our line. But this is me just taking blind buy and sell indications. Right now here we have a loss. Now you can take up to 2 trades per day. So here we have a buy here. Now this is me taking it blindly. Like I said, this is not me using my intuition to avoid any trades, me using my knowledge to avoid any trades. This is just me taking blind buy and sell trades. So we're gonna do now July 4th, and then we do -1, right? Because we essentially would have lost this trade, because that would have been -500, right? And then we go here, and then this one did not pull back, so we just get no trade here, right? Then from here we get a buy here, so we get our buy signal there. We actually get our retest here, and we put our stop loss here, and we put our take profit here. So for a 1 to 3, let's see how big our stop losses is. So a stop loss is pretty small, so we're gonna go for a 1 to 4 trade. So we're gonna do July, this is the 5th, so July 5th. This is gonna be a kind of a long video because I'm gonna do it all the way till today. So July 5th, and then we're gonna do plus 4, and then that's 2k profit. We go to the next day. This one is 2 losses, so I'm not gonna, I can already visually see it, so I don't have to initially draw these out, but for you guys, I'm gonna do it. So boom, right here, boom, that would have been 1 loss, and then the sell would have been another loss as well. So this would have been 2 losses on the day. So we're gonna do July, this might be the 8th, okay, July 8th, and then -2, because I'm doing it by RR. This is 2 losses that day, so -2 RR, -1k loss. We go to the next day, and we see that we have a buy signal here. Now our stop loss is going to be pretty small, so our entry point is here, our stop losses here and our TP, you could have got a 1 to 4, or you could have got a 1 to 3, and you could have aimed for an initial 1 to 4. This one didn't really go to a 1 to 4. This one went to a 1 to 3. Now, like I said, it all is up to you whether you would have took the 1 to 3 or not, or you would have taken the 1 to 4. In my opinion, looking at how price is wicking back and forth, that 1 to 3 would have just been best, especially if I would have got the entry. I would have just took price back up to the resistance level, so a 1 to 3 would have been here, so I would have personally went for a 1 to 3. I feel like this is kind of common knowledge, especially if there's a huge rejection off resistance. If price comes back up, you don't really try to aim past the resistance unless you have confluence and confirmation. This is kind of a little bit intuition, but I feel like this is a trade setup that we can go for a 1 to 3. It's kind of common knowledge. So this one right here, this is July 9th, and then this is a 1 to this is +3, and then so this is 1.5k, and then profit, and then you go to, let's go to the next day. Now mind you, once you take your first win, you don't actually trade again. So if you win your first trade, the second trade you do not take. No matter if it looks really good, you just don't take it. It's part of your risk managing. It's follow your rules. If you lose 2 trades, you don't trade. The reason why majority of people start losing a whole lot and losing their trades and blowing accounts and such is because they don't know how to risk manage. They don't know how to follow a set of rules. They don't know how to follow their a plan, because they might not have a plan. And if their strategy doesn't work, then they essentially don't know how to go about the situation, right? So this kind of wrong thing. This kind of gets you like a better, it kind of helps you in a way, because you have a set plan. It's like an algorithm that you have to follow in a sense. So it's a built setup that you have to go off of. So yeah, you could have actually won this trade right here. It gave the sell. Actually no, price gave the sell here, so you actually would have, this trade would have been a loss. Yeah, this trade would have been a loss right there. So we're just going to take 2 losses on this day. So this is July 10th. And then we're going to do minus 2, minus 1k loss, right? Go to the next day. All right, see what happens. So we ended up getting a breakout here. We ended up getting a retest. Now, this is one of those things. I see a clear resistance in between here. This is very close to our entry point, so our entry has to be within a certain range. It's within our certain range. Stop loss, it really depends. I would personally put my stop loss above this high. You can put your stop loss there if you want to. Then pip stop loss is 200, so really 1 to 3 right there. But you could have went for more, especially you would have seen that price shifted in character as you seen levels break. Your TP's right here, you see levels break, you see price breaking structure. From here you can actually take this down a little bit more, right? Because you look for lows. Okay, there's a huge low respected right here, so this area, which would be this level at the bottom, this supply area, would be an area for you to essentially take price down to, right? I'll actually keep that level there. So you go down to the next day, right? So this was the 11th, so July 11th, and then this one is +3, and then 1.5k profit, right? Yeah, or you can just go for 1 to 4s every time. That's completely up to you. Right, and then we take a trade right here. Well, this initially would be no trade because price didn't retest, even though there's levels over here that you can price in retest. Like I said, I'm blindly taking it, no trade here. All right, now in this case, price gives a buy there, entry point there, stop loss here, and TP here, and this one would have just been a loss. Now you can choose to re-enter, because what I do is when I like see really good setups, and let's say I were to lose this one, I would just take the next trade after it breaks out, if it breaks out again, not if it comes down. If it comes down, then I take the sell, but and I get the sell indication, I'll take the sell. But if it breaks out again, I'll take a buy. But in this case, we're just gonna take that loss, right? So July 15th, and this is kind of like a worst case scenario. Minus 1, minus 500 loss, right? Go to the next day. This one, lost trade. So you basically lose this buy right here, buying position. So this would be the first L of the day, and then this would be the win of the day, because you see price broke, retested. Your stop loss would be comfortable, so you would get the sell here, price pull back, cool. I personally like to have 100 pip stop losses when it comes to this, but you can have your stop loss that small, follow that and then go for a 1 to 4. So this would be minus 1 plus 4. So we'll do July. Right, let's go to the next day. Boom, now the next day is here. So we take the sell, right? We get our retest that we're waiting to see. Our stop loss is above the resistance, and then we are able to take price down for a possible 1 to 4. Now, a lot of these trades, I personally would probably go for a 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, a lot of times 1 to 8, 1 to 9s. But you know what I'm saying, this, like I said, it's whatever you're comfortable with, because not everyone is going to be able to hold a lot of these trades. And if you, like I said, have confluence, we see a level break, we see price going down, we see price getting further, where's our next target? These possible lows here, or maybe a possible resistance level from here, any of these levels right here. So you can hold these trades for a lot longer. So we're just gonna do, that's the 17th, so July 17th, and then we're gonna do for that day, that is plus 4 as well, and then we're gonna do 2k profit. We go to this day here, and this would initially be no trade. Now I'm gonna play this ahead because we're caught up, so we're just gonna skip ahead real quick, and we're on July 19th. So boom, boom, boom. And we're still on July. We're still on July. So now we'll go back to the 5-minute time frame, and also the time frame. Let me go over the time frame. The time frame is going to be the 5-minute time frame. So that is the best time frame that I've back tested to use this on. So now we're on July 19th, and it looks like July 19th was a loss. It gave us the sell signal here, and price ended up pulling back, right? We got our entry, but we ended up getting stopped out, and then the fall happens. It's perfectly fine. These things happen. Like I said, a lot of the times when I see these things, especially this liquidity grab here, and then this drop right here, I would look for the downwards move, but you know what I'm saying, that's perfectly fine. We go to the next day, so we're going to count this as a loss. So that's minus 1, and that's minus 500 loss. Go to the next day, we took 2 losses here, so don't even have to really look at this too much. We're going to do July 22nd, and we're going to do minus 2, and then minus 1k loss. We're gonna go here. So you see here, the losses are low-key piling up. So as there, that's July 23rd. So we're just gonna play it out. We already know the outcome. We took 2 losses there. So we're just gonna play it out from here, and we're going to, let me write that down. So July 23rd, minus 2, minus 1k loss, right? So that's perfectly fine. We just took 3 losses in a row. Well, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We took 5 losses in a row. Now that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly normal, because okay, the 23rd we took a huge loss. We took 2 losses, and the day before we took 2 losses, and this day we took a loss. That is fine. As long as you have risk management, you will be good, because you remember all the days before you were winning 2k profit, 1.5k profit, 2k profit, 1.5k profit, 2k profit, 2k profit. And this is why you have to initially have the risk to reward ratio to kind of back it up, because these 2 losses here, and then okay, but now you catch a sell. Now in this case, you don't actually get to take the sell. Now you could have taken it, because look how small your stop is. So boom, you have a really small stop compared to the candle. So in this case, you could have entered here, stop loss there, and then TP 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever the case is. We're just gonna take this as a no trade. So we take a loss here, which would have been a buy. So now we're up 6 losses. Now, mind you, 6 losses is basically two of our wins, or basically one of our wins. It really depends how you look at it. If you went for 1 of 4s, 1 of 3s, but basically it just took away 2 initially of our wins. Now those 6 losses that we took, so we just took 6 losses. Now 4. Now we're up 4 basically, or well, we're down 2 now. So July, which one is this? The 25th. Wait, did we skip the 24th? 24th with no trade, and then 25th is -1, -500 loss, right? And then July 25th plus 4 plus 2K profit, right? Go to the next day. You see this here, and we get our entry point here, stop loss above, and TP down, right? So in this case, could have went for an initial 1 to 4. Now I see resistance, and our resistance is here, right? So my TP would have low-key, I'd like to been at the lowest point at the bottom of this zone, but initially, boom, TP there, 1 to 3.5. I'm just gonna round that to a 1 to 3. So now we're up 1 from that loss the previous day. So remember, we were down, right? And we were down, not down on the account, because remember, we would initially have been up already from those previous days. So this trade right here would have just solidified that more profit. Now we're back into the green for the possible week, right? So that was the Friday, ending the Friday off positive. So that was a +3, right? And so that's July 26th +3 plus 1.5K profit. All right, then we go to the next day, and let me go to the 30-minute time frame. Then for this day, you see here we took 2 losses, so we could just write those down. So you don't even have to do any extra. Just write down July 27th -2 -1K loss, right? So now, boom, we probably down break even from that week before. This is a new week, so now you see the new week, and then we lost this first buy. So you can see our initial buy here, we lost this trade, which would be here. So our initial entry is here. So this one right here, this trade right here would be a loss. Now this trade right here, I would consider a win. Now in this case, I have a filter on, so it's telling us to take a sell here. The sell is initially right here, not right here. I just have a filter on it, so actually I need to turn this filter off real quick. Okay, so I just turned the filter off. So in certain cases where you have a trade that has a super small stop like this, right, you do not have to take this, right? It's, it's common sense sometimes, or not even really just common sense, but you don't have to take that trade. Now also, price broke out very close. You don't really tell how close it is because of that. It doesn't really look that close because of how small this is. So it looks like, okay, damn, it's almost half of this away from the entry point. But no, you can have a bigger stop. Don't ever think that, oh shit, this is a really small stop loss. So you can have a bigger stop loss. You don't have to get the most perfect entry. You just have to enter around the area. If you want to go for 1 to 3s, then that'd still be fine as well. In this case, I'll go for a 1 to 4, just because this is still a decently small. This is still 100 tick stop loss. So now you go for a 1 to 4. There you go. So now I'm going to jot down July 28th. Oh no, 30th actually. And then +4, 2K profit. That's 2K profit. So then we go to the next day, right? Now let's say, okay, boom, entry point here. Right now, look, we lost this trade right here. That was our entry. That was our boom. Right, so now we're -1. So we're gonna do now July 31st. Now this is the last day of the month. So July 31st minus 500, or minus 1, and then minus 500 L, and then we do the same day. You could either choose to enter here or here. Let's say you enter here, stop loss here, right, 1 to 3, or one possible 1 to 4, but 1 to 3, right? Where is it? Right here. Boom. Just like that. Now TP there. All right, so this day loss, so these are 2 losses. Now in a sense, you could have taken, like I said, if you use common knowledge, like if I was using my strategy, I would see that there would be a trend line here, right? And I would see that there's a trend line on both sides. So initially what I would be waiting for is a level to break. So a level I would wait for to break would be the low, right? Price doesn't break the low, price does drop, doesn't break the low, boom. So I would avoid all these trades right here. Let's say you did take the buy, even though there's resistance right there, which the resistance is here. Let's say you took the buy, you were waiting for a buy, you wouldn't take the buy because it didn't break out. And then let's say you're waiting for the sell, you wouldn't take the sell until this level was broken. The level got broken here, so initially, which would be this candle. This is just pulled down a little bit further down, but it would be that candle right there. So this candle will break out, so your entry point will be here, your stop loss would be above the red, and your TP would be down. That would be how I would trade it, but we're going to take those 2 losses. July, oh wait, it's actually not July anymore, it's actually August. So we're going to do August, and then 1st, and then we're going to do -2, -1K loss. Like I said, I want to do this as a worst case scenario. I'll do it on 45 so I can skip ahead a ton. So now we're on August 2nd. I'm going to play this out a little bit more. All right, so go back to August 2nd. Boom. All right. So August 2nd, it looks like we actually took 2 losses. So we're going to do August 2nd, -2 again, -1K loss. And then we go to our next day. So, you know what I'm saying? Took a loss on the buy here, took a loss on the sell here. Perfectly fine. We have this day here. Now here's where we get a good trade. We get a nice little buying position, entry point here. And this trade is a little bit tricky. Now for like, this is a really big stop loss. So I personally am not putting my stop loss this big. I'm actually gonna find the nearest resistance and I'm gonna put my stop loss there, because you can see how big the stop loss is. Then I will go for a 1 to 3. Right, this is what I would kind of set it up. If I had the trading bot, I will have a minimum and maximum stop loss. So we're gonna do August 5th plus 3 plus 1.5K profit, right? Now we're gonna do here. So we took our first loss here. So this is a loss. Try to enter on the break retest. This one didn't play out, but then you take price to upwards, upside. This is a small stop, so we're gonna be able to get a nice little 1 to 4 trade on this one. So August, next day, we're actually gonna take the loss here. Well, actually, is this a loss? It depends. We'll see. Entry point here. We go for a 1 to 4 because it's a small stop. So 1 to 4 initially wouldn't have hit, but our sell would have. So you see the sell off right there, our entry point there, stop loss there on the retest, right? Doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to retest perfectly, just has to get within the vicinity. And you can also use the resistance levels to the left as confluence, right? There's a trend line here, so you can wait for that trend line to be broken with the level. So this would be a perfect sell-off. And from this trade right here, entry point, stop loss, TP for that 1 to 4. That 1 to 4 would have hit. I probably would have held for a 1 to 5, maybe a little bit more if we got the resistance break, whatever the case is. But actually, I think I took this exact trade. I don't know why it looks so familiar. Because I remember an M pattern, the structure. But yeah, you could have taken a loss here. If you went to 1-3, you could have took a buy, whatever. Small stop loss. I'm just gonna take the loss on this one. So we're gonna take the loss on that one, and then so we're like I said, I'm doing worst case scenario. So August 7th -1 -500, and then we're just gonna do August 7th +4 2k profit. So here we took two losses. So we took a loss on the buy, and then we took a loss on the sell. Now, like I said, ways to avoid it, but we're just gonna blindly take these. So August 8th -2 -1k loss. We're gonna go to the next day, go back to the 30-minute, play ahead. Okay, so we took two losses there. And okay, so we get our buy signal here, entry point here, stop loss here, and the TP here. Now, you could have got stopped out on this. There's a good chance that you could have gotten stopped out. This one, we'll just take the loss. Like I said, we're gonna do worst case scenario. So we're gonna take the loss on that trade. -500 loss. All right, and then we go to the next day, and boom, entry point. It's the same thing here. This could have been a really good win, but in a sense of like, just for like purposes of like, let's say your stop loss isn't as big, I'm blindly taking these trades like I don't know what I'm doing. So this initially how I'm doing it right now. Like I said, these are worst case scenarios. So we're gonna take another loss. So we're gonna do August 12th -1 -500 loss. We go to the next trade, which there's a trade setup here. It gives us a buy here, and this looks like it makes back all the profit. So it goes for 1 to 4, and there goes your 1 to 4. So now all the profit that we just basically lost, we made it all back. So even though the win, we could have won, we just made it back. So now we're up 4 or probably 2 RR from our first loss. Well, actually, we made all the losses back because we lost 1, lost 1, lost 1. We lost 2, lost 1, lost 1. So this is August 12th again, and then it's +4 2k profit. Right, then we go to the next day, and we actually have a great trade here. So we get a nice little boom entry point here. That 1 to 3 is calling our name, 1 to 4 is calling our name, so we go there 1 to 4. So boom. So now, like I said, some of these you can hold for longer. So if you know, like, okay, there's a resistance level we might have to go to, boom, voila, resistance. We broke out of our little trap right here. You can see our resistance right here. It shows because support, then resistance, then we actually rejected before. So this shows you that this is initially the shift into a buying structure. Even though we're slightly buying from here, we could still trap under here and fall. Instead we broke, so this is full buying pressure now. So we're going up. So now this day is the 28th, 13th, I'm tripping. So August 13th plus 13, or oh wait, I'm tripping, +4 2k profit. There we go. This day we get a sell, entry point, stop loss, 1 to 4 TP. You can do 1 to 3, but 1 to 4 is more likely on this one. Most likely on this one. I mean, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever. We're gonna go for a 1 to 4. How big is the stop loss? 1 to 3 might be the bet. Oh, fuck it, we'll go for 1 to 4 because I did give up some good trades anyways. So we're gonna go for 1 to 4 on this one. It's August 14th, +4 So we have 2K profit again. So we just had 3 days of 2K profit, right? So we do 2K, 2K, 2K. That's 6K profit in total. Now that means that we initially need to have 4 times 3, which is 12. We need 12 wins to we need 12 losses to catch up to our wins now. So in total from these past 3 days, so from this day to this day to this day, we need 12 losses from before to like basically catch up or ahead, whatever. We're gonna play this out and then basically take this right here. So our entry here, stop loss here, and then our TP. We're just gonna do some blindly shit. We're gonna go for a 1 to 4. Even though there's a resistance, there we go. There's our 1 to 4 trade. And I don't think it hit it exactly, but all right, there it goes. So now we have our 1 to 4 trade. So we have, that is about 4 days. Almost stuttered crazy. 4 days of, so we do August 15th to, and then +4, 2K profit. So we have 4 days of 2K profit, right? So from August 15th, we have 4 days of 2K profit. That is 8K profit. So we need to lose basically 16 trades in order to basically lose all that profit we made. This is why risk management is so important, because what happens is people, let me go back to 30-minute again so I can fast forward. A lot of people, there will be up like, you know, a good amount of percentage on their account, but what happens is they initially give it all back within a couple days, right? And it's like, how are you up so much on your account but then you give it all back? So we get a buy here. This one's another 1 to 4 trade, so it really depends. 1 to 4 would be here, so in a sense 11 p.m. this would actually not hit by that time. So 1 to 3 by the end of the day. How much is the stop loss? Actually, no, this would be a 1 to 3 because that bigger stop loss. So this would be a 1 to 3 trade. So we're gonna mark that down as August 16th plus 3, 1.5K profit. And like I said, there's gonna be losing streaks, there's gonna be winning streaks. There's gonna be a like some times where you might go a week without losing, but you might go a week of losing. That's why you have to prepare for it. You have to be prepared for a whole week of losing as well, right? But it most likely might not happen, but it might, you know what I'm saying? Now in this case, since we broke above resistance, you can see here we broke under, went up, boom boom boom. Now we have resistance here, we tapped it and we went up. A 1 to 3 is most likely best. Now I'm not gonna say go for a 1 to 4 here. It's not the most ethical and smartest idea. The smartest idea would to have be, or let's actually just take the loss. Let's just take the loss here, because even in, like, we're gonna do worst case scenario, like I said. So we're gonna do August 19th -1, 500, and then loss, right? No break evens. That is one thing I need to clarify. No break evens. I'm not going for any break evens, right? And this is just basically stop loss here, so you would not get stopped out. Mind you, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades, we only lost 1 of those trades within those 7 trades. All right, then we go here, and these are 2 losses. So you can actually, because this is probably like a 1 to 2 trade around there. So we're just gonna take those 2 losses. So we're just gonna do August 20th, right? And then we're gonna do -2, -1K loss. Let me flip the page, go on to the next day. Then we're gonna go here again. In this one, we actually take a loss on this first trade. So this is August 21st, and we take a -1 RR and then -$500 loss. And then we go to the next day, and this is August 21st again, or same day, next trade. This is a +4, 2K profit, right? I want to speed run this real quick because we have our entry here, stop loss here, didn't get stopped out, and the TP 104 would have been fine. And going on forward through August, well, we'll just keep going, continue to keep going. I'm actually gonna speed run this on the hourly real quick. I'm gonna do like 10 days. 1, 2, 3, and then we're on August 22nd. Remember what day we're on. All right, so let me go back to now August 22nd. All right, let me pause this. All right, cool. So this day we actually took a buy and we lost a buy. So August 22nd would be -1, right? -500 loss. And then we do August 22nd again, +4, 2K profit. And why was it +4, 2K profit? Because we have our entry here, our stop loss here, and like I said, you can enter on the close, it doesn't matter, it's really close to the area, so you don't have to be very precise because sometimes you might miss out. And we go for a 1 to 4, there we go, that 1 to 4 there. Stop loss not too crazy. We also have a trend line in our direction. We actually have our level here, and we actually broke our level, so this is indications that we're going down. We also broke more levels as we go down, so we go here, go to the higher time frames, you'll be able to see a little bit more clearly. You see it goes to resistance levels, and once you actually get, I recommend always drawing out levels, because once you start doing them, you can't unsee them. So you can't like unsee them, you're always going to be able to like see the levels. So that one right there, that one's a 1 to 4, so we're gonna do, oh yeah, we already put that one right there. And then we're gonna do 2 losses. So even though you could have entered here, stop loss here, and won this one, but we're just gonna take 2 losses here. So we're gonna do August 23rd, right? Yeah, 23rd, -2, -1K loss. Worst case scenarios, right? Then we're gonna do a loss on the first one and then a win on the second one, because we lost this trade right here. So the first one would be -500, and then the second one would be plus. So the first one, August 26th, -1, -500 loss, and then August 26 again, +4, plus 2K profit. Right now, like I said again, these trades 1 to 4s, 1 to 5s, 1 to 6s. There's 1 to 4 right there, and then we go to the next day. So this one I counted at August 26th. All right, so we're gonna do now August 27th. We're gonna do -1 because the first trade was a loss. And hope you guys are using visual representations right now, like you guys can see it without me even, like you can easily see it like without me marking it out. But there you go, that's a loss. And then this one's a bigger stop loss, so we're gonna go for a 1 to 3 on this trade. And then our 1 to 3 is right here, so we hit a nice little 1 to 3. This is a pretty big stop. You can have your stop above resistance because it broke the resistance, but you know, we're just gonna put the bigger stop. -500 loss, and then we're gonna do August 27th again, +3, plus 1.5K profit next day. And this one right here, unfortunate loss. This one would have been a great trade. Like I said, there's times where price breaks out and retests again, so you could take another setup, or setup entry from here. Boom. So that was a loss. So that was, so that was August 20. I don't actually want to make this video too long, so I'm actually this is gonna be the last day. So unfortunate loss, but yeah. All right, then we go to this day, which is October, or So let me write down day before, which is August 28th, minus 1, and then minus 500. And then we go to this day. This one's a win, so this one is a 1 to 4 trade, which is here. So we go this day, and then we do August 29th, and then we do plus 4, and then 2K profit. Right now I'm gonna cut it short right here because this video is gonna be way too long if I keep going. So I'm gonna cut this one right here, but I'm going to add up the P&L of these days, and then I'm going to initially get back to y'all. All right, so I calculated everything, and the net total is of the profit of the entire, if this was a 100K account risking $500 per trade, total is 28.5K from July 1st to August 29th. The total trades was taken with 61 trades in total. Total winning trades were 25 winning trades, 36 lost trades. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 36 lost trades. Win rate was around a 40% win rate. So it was a 40% win rate. And you basically lost more trades than you won, but the winners were super big. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. The only way to access the indicator is within my live group. Also coming out probably soon with a trading algorithm. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The indicator works pretty well. This is just blindly taking trades. Either this is not no intuition, this is not nothing. The reason why it works so well is because of the risk reward ratio that you're able to get from it. Now 1-to-1s, it's not profitable at all. You most likely cannot be profitable with this going for 1-to-1s. Maybe not. I'm not fully sure. I haven't back tested it, and I'm not gonna try. But you know what I'm saying, 1-to-2s, 1-to-3s, 1-to-3s, 1-to-4s is the most ideal, you know, to go for it. And yeah, this is gonna be the end of this video, and yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.